Hello, my friends. Happy Friday. Risa coming to you live for Real Talk about relationships. Today is for you if you are in that place where you're feeling stuck, really frustrated, and you're not sure what else to do. Maybe you feel like you've tried everything and you're just kind of at your wit's end and feeling like you're really kind of teetering on the fence and you're just really frustrated and not sure what to do at this point. I want to give you 3 tips today to help you release frustration right now and get on the path to finding the real clarity that you need to be able to make the decision that's right for you and not something that's just going to be out of a reaction to your partner's behavior. How do you come into really that true knowing of whether or not you can really make this work and to know definitively beyond a shadow of a doubt if that's what you're hoping to do or if it's really ultimately not going to work out for you. How do we get to that point of true clarity? So tip number 1 is the mistake that most of us are making is that we're focused on our partner and we're really trying to see if we can get them to change. Would you agree? Type in, by the way, say hi if you're here on the recording. Let me know if this is resonating with you. But yeah, most of the women that I see, that by the time they find me, they feel like, I've tried everything. I've tried to get him to go to counseling. Either, we went and he didn't really follow through or he didn't want to go. And, we've tried reading all these books and just all these different communication techniques and nothing seems to be really shifting things. And so that's the mistake, is that we're sort of, our focus is really on trying to get the other person to change. And I know I tell you this all the time, but we know that's not where our power is. We don't have control over other people and how they're showing up, right? And the choices that they're making. And so what do we got to do? I'm going to invite you, if we can just turn our focus off that partner just for now and get the attention back on ourselves and take back our power to choose, right? We don't have control over other people, but we always have the power to choose how we want to respond in any given situation. So that's the first step. So we've got to just recognize what do we have control over and what don't we have control over, and we got to get the focus back on ourselves, and we've got to own how we feel, right? Instead of feeling, I see a lot of, one of the mistakes that a lot of us make too is that we just kind of end up feeling sort of like a victim of the situation. He's doing this and it's just making me feel this way. And we just kind of feel like our mood, how we feel, is dependent on how our partner's showing up and what they're doing. And so I learned that very well in my marriage. When I was married to a man who was struggling with alcoholism, I really learned on a very deep level that I cannot have my well-being be dependent on how another person is behaving and how they're showing up. And maybe your situation's different, but would you like it if you felt more in charge of your own emotional well-being, more sovereign over yourself? Yeah, I think that's, that's our goal, is to, of course we're human, stuff's going to happen, we're going to react, we're going to feel how we feel, but this is the work that I do with my clients and with myself all the time, is having the tools we need to be able to process our feelings so that we can feel like we're in charge of our own emotional well-being. I remember going to a personal growth workshop a long time ago. I was like in my 20s, and they said to me, they said to the group, we are 100% responsible for our experience in life. You are 100% responsible. And I was like, really? That's an interesting idea. It doesn't really feel that way, because I needed to be able to manage my thoughts and process my feelings. I didn't feel like I was really in control of that, but it's true. We're the creators of our own reality, of our own experience, and our thoughts determine our feelings, and our feelings determine how we behave, and it becomes like sort of a cycle. I call that the reality creation cycle. And so, just for now though, it's just for, would you be willing to just accept the fact that, I'm in charge of my of how I feel. Responsibility, and I'm responsible. I'm responsible for me. You know, a partner, he's responsible for him, and I'm responsible for me. I learned that one really well too. And so, would you be willing to just take responsibility? I know that word, and I say this a lot, but I know that word, it kind of has a negative connotation to it, but really what it means, it's the ability to respond, which to me, it feels good, you know, to take back my power, to feel empowered, to know it's, you know, it's my power to choose how I want to show up for me right now. I may not like this situation right now, but I can like myself in it, and I can take care of myself in it, right? So that's what I really want to invite you to do, is get the focus back on you. Be willing to, just start to take responsibility for how we want to choose to show up and respond in this situation, and get the tools and support we need. I know it's not easy, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I do the work I do with people. But for today, one thing you can do, and I always tell you this, is that just to start to focus a little more on self-care is a really good first step. And because I'll tell you the truth, you know what? The truth is that nothing's really going to change until we take responsibility for ourselves, until we change. And you do have a lot of power as one person. And when we start to change how we show up in the relationship, taking care of ourselves, feeling more resourced from within, it changes the whole relationship dynamic, you know, that sort of combined with other skills like communication skills, up-leveling those. But really it starts right, it can start right now, right here. You can start to feel better. It's like, okay, just for now, let's just stop trying to fix, change, control other people. Let's get the focus back on ourselves. What do I need to do today to take care of me? What do I need to do right now to take care of myself? That's always our bottom line go-to question. Always a good action step. And so, so I guess, you know, that's, those are my 3 tips for today. It's like, let's just focus on what we have control over, which is us. Let's take back our power to choose how we want to take care of ourselves right now in this situation. And just to know that you do have a lot of power to shift everything when we start to change how we're showing up. And I know it's, like I said, you know, it does require, like, to really shift things, it does require more tools and more support. And I want to invite you. I'm really happy to announce I'm going to be on live Thursday night next week, November 11th, for a free masterclass called How Do You Know When It's Time to Go? Because it's all well and good, Risa. That's fine for, you know, I can get the focus back on myself. I can start to focus more on self-care and take care of myself. But what about all this stuff that I'm still unhappy with? And even, you know, being able to start to change how I'm showing up. How do I still navigate all these challenges and really get to that point of clarity? So this is how we get there. It's, you know, by the things I'm telling you right now, is to first we got to get in alignment with ourselves and our truth and be resourced from within. And, you know, sort of doing our own work, looking at where we're getting hooked in, where we're getting triggered, and getting the tools and the support we need to be able to come into just really good, right, loving relationship with ourselves, and then up-level our communication skills. When we get clear, we get in good, you know, get centered within ourselves, and really, you know, like I said, we don't have to like the situation, but we can like ourselves in it. We get into feeling good and strong within ourselves, then everything becomes clear. It's clarity, honestly, it's sort of a natural process that emerges when we get into good alignment with ourselves. And so I'm excited to be able to support you further Thursday night next week, November 11th. The masterclass, we're going to just dive a little bit deeper into all of this. what's not working. Can you fix it? We're going to talk about what do you really need to be happy. Let's look at what are the things that is it possible to improve, and what are the things that maybe not really possible to improve, and get really clear on what do we need to be happy. If in the context, can we do that in the context of this relationship? Maybe we can, maybe we can't. So we're going to get really clear on what do you really need to be happy, and also looking at our expectations, and are those realistic, and how they may be helping us or hurting us. And also just really taking a deeper look at the what I call relationship clarity process. How do you really know? How do you get to that point of clarity, and how can we step into that more empowered place within ourselves? So it's going to be a very transformational evening. I'm going to pop a link into the comments. There's also one at the top of the page if you would like to come and join us. I'd love to see you live on Zoom. It's all going to be confidential. Only I'm going to be on the recording, and we'll have private time afterwards for question and answer time, so you can receive some real support and receive some coaching, and we can have some time to interact together. It's always good to know that you're not alone, and there's other people who are experiencing the exact same thing that you're experiencing right now, and just kind of connect with some other like-minded women who want to feel empowered. And that's my hope that you're taking away from today, is just, as frustrated as you may be right now, and as hopeless as it might feel right now, just know that you do have a lot of power to take control of yourself in this situation, and get the tools and support you need to be able to start to shift things. We can start to shift it right now, and to really take back power, to have control over your life, and to find that real clarity, and get on the path to really finding the clarity you need and the happiness you deserve. And maybe you can do it in this relationship, and maybe you can't. And with the work that we can do is just for you to know that you can be happy no matter what happens. And I'll just tell you one more thing. If we're waiting around for our partners to change in order for us to be happy, then that's a problem, because no one else is ever going to be able to make you happy. Yeah, there's certain things that we need in the context of a relationship in order to be happy, but if we can't, happiness, it really is an inside job. And if we are not happy with ourselves, if we can't give that to ourselves, even like right now, right here, today, then no one's ever going to be able to do that for you. So we're going to talk more about that too in the masterclass. So come join me. Click that link below. Type in any questions, comments, things to share, and I will hopefully see you next week. Have a great rest of your day. Remember to take good care of you. Lots of love. Bye for now.